This better not. All right, let's get this done.
Hello, folks. MegaMets Podcast is back. It's a doubleheader tonight. We are looking at both Pro Wrestling Noah's final night of the N-1 Victory Tournament and AEW's All Out 2023. Speaking of AEW, Punk's been sacked. Am I surprised?
Yeah, but it had to be done.
Right. Are we surprised by this? No. Did it have to be done? Hell yes. Kicking off with Noah's card. Coming live from the Edion in Osaka, we kick off with a tag match that's not going to be on the main visual.
It's
Mohammed,
Yone,
and Owada teaming up against Kai Fujimura and Daishi Ozawa. Basically, a couple of young guys versus one young guy and a vet.
Interesting. Looks like the young vets are preparing themselves.
Yep. My opinion, it's going to be Yone and Owada.
I'm voting for Fujimura and Ozawa.
Okay. Next up, Eita and GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion HAYATA take on GLG's Yohei and Tadasuke. For those wondering what the heck are these two doing in GLG, Yohei turned his back on the Noah Junior unit, and Tadasuke was kicked out of Congo, and they both joined GLG.
Damn.
This was back in March in Nagoya.
Anyway, that was nuts.
Anyway, in my opinion, this is basically the setup who gets the next GHC Junior title match. So I'm going to go GLG in this one.
GLG. My vote's on HAYATA and Eita.
Next up, 6-woman tag match. Now, I'm a little stumped as to why. Now, I get that Noah's dipping their feet into the Joshi pool, but they have a sister promotion they could pull from, and that's TJPW. Granted, it's a step-sister promotion, seeing as how the Cyberfight company basically bought out Noah back in 2021. Anyway, the women in question, Violet Summer, Maya Yukihime, and Miyuki Takase take on Hiriyo, Matsumoto, and Hibiscus.
They're all lovely. I hope they can deliver in the match.
It's true. I mean, but again, it still puzzles me as to why Noah doesn't want to pull from their sister promotion, Tokyo Joshi, for this. But whatever.
I don't know. So I'll make my vote. Summer's team.
Okay, I'll go that route too.
Good
Next
idea.
up, a tag match. Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. and Lance Anoa'i take on Adam Brooks and Stallion Rogers. This is probably just a setup who gets the next GHC national title shot. But I'm going to give this one to Wagner and Brooks. I mean, the title shots that Wagner owes are to Nakajima, Manabu Soya, and Anoa'i.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I think it's going to be Soya that's going to be coming after him first.
Indeed.
Your pick on this match?
I choose my votes on Adam and Stallion.
Okay. Next up, a 6-man tag.
What's with all these tag matches, though?
It's a padding thing with turning.
It may be padding, but I don't want. I hope that it doesn't get too excessive.
And it's for future plot setup.
I see.
Next up, the good-looking guys. This time, GHC Heavyweight Champion Jake Lee, Jack Morris, and Anthony Gree take on Real. GHC Heavyweight Tag Champions Saxon Huxley and Timothy Thatcher, alongside Hideki Suzuki, no relation to Minoru Suzuki.
So it looks like the match had been changed somehow for the 6-man tag.
Well, I skipped one. My bad. I skipped 2. My bad. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Anyway, the next 6-man I skipped is Katsuhiko Nakajima, Hajime Ohara, and Junta Miyawaki against Manabu Soya, Shuji Kondo, and Seiki Yoshioka. Interesting that about 2/3 of the makeup of this are former Congo members.
Of course.
In Nakajima, Ohara, Soya, and Kondo.
If I were to pick, I would vote on Seiya, Kondo, and Yoshioka.
I'll go
And you?
Nakajima, Owada, and Miyawaki.
This might prove interesting. All right, so who's next? We got a four-way survival between Ninja Mac, Dragonbane, Alpha Wolf, and Alejandro.
Oh, this will be good. I mean, Spot Fest is personified with this one.
Yep, and especially some Lucha Libre madness.
Mm-hmm. My pick to win this, if experience was the key in this, I'd probably go Alpha Wolf, but given energy, I'm going to go Ninja Mac. What about you?
I'm going with Alejandro.
Okay. Now we get to the match I mentioned. This is
Of
probably
course.
to set up Morris and Green getting a GHC heavyweight tag title shot. So I'll go GLG.
I see. So I'll take Lee Morrison Green.
All right. Next up, for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles, the champions, Stinger, Chris Ridgway, and Daga take on Hiroki or High 69 and Atsushi Katoge.
This is going to be a tough one.
I mean, since turning heel, the Stinger faction has been vicious.
It's, very vicious.
I mean, even cutting away HAYATA, the guy who was basically one of its main members at the time.
I see.
If I had to pick, but then again, given how these titles, much like New Japan's IWGP Junior titles, have a bad habit of hot potatoing.
If it's a bad habit of hot potatoing, then that's already doomed from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give this one to Katoge and Hiroki.
I'm giving it also to Katoge and High 69.
True. Next up, the Yoshiki Inamura Send-Off 6-man tag. He teams with Yuma Anzai of All Japan and Yuki Yoshioka of Dragon Gate, no relation to Seiki Yoshioka, to take on the trio of Naomichi Marufuji, Takashi Sugiura in his first match back from the shelf, and Masa Kitamiya.
I only hope that the ring rust does not affect things in the long run.
For Sugiura?
Yep.
I don't blame you. I mean, this is the guy who's held the GHC heavyweight title longer than anybody and with the most successful defenses out of anyone in Noah.
That's insane.
And like Marufuji, he's a Noah OG. One of the 24 who left, 25 who left with Misawa, left All Japan with Misawa to form Noah.
Yep, I remember the whole BS stuff about that.
You watched the video about the rise and decline of near death and rebirth of All Japan?
Yeah.
That
was big. But anyway, if I were to pick, I vote on Marufuji, Sugiura, and Kitamiya.
I'm going to go Inamura, Yoshioka, and Anzai. They're just basically shipping Inamura out for excursion for one reason or another.
I see.
Mostly because of how badly his N-1 campaign went. 0-7.
That was embarrassing.
Telling you that. And last year he missed down the tournament because he was facing Kinya Okada for a spot to be an alternate for Timothy Thatcher, who couldn't compete in last year's tournament due to his work visa expiring.
Oh, that sucks.
And Okada got concussed at the end of the tournament by Nakajima. And he too finished 0-7.
Jesus Christ.
Moving on. Oh boy. GHC martial arts rules match. Two former Kings of Pancrase collide. Masakatsu Funaki and Josh Barnett. I've been salivating for this one since May.
You're salivating, I can tell.
Basically, the only ways to win, submission or knockout.
Well, I'm already going to make my vote. I'm voting Barnett.
I've seen two of these with Funaki. He's won them both. I'm taking Masakatsu Funaki.
Fair enough.
Especially when he was the co-founder of Pancrase. You know who the other guy who founded it was?
Yeah, who?
Minoru Suzuki.
Damn.
Yeah, damn indeed. Next up, a special tag team match. Kaito Kiyomiya teams with New Japan Young Lion Ryohei Oiwa, who's going on his own little excursion, or he's just given to Noah on a loan. I don't know which. Taking on Zack Sabre Jr., the New Japan World Television Champion, and the leader of Stinger, Yoshinari Ogawa. As to why Zack and Ogawa are teaming up, common bond. Ogawa was the man who took Zack under his wing when he started wrestling in Japan in Noah. Well, and on 2 occasions in the early 2010s, they held the GHC Junior Tag Titles together.
And if I were to pick, I would choose Kiyomiya and Oiwa.
I'm going with familiarity with this one. I'm taking Zack and Ogawa.
Of course you are. This just makes it even peeving. And now the main event.
The N-1 Victory Final. A block winner Keno versus B block winner Go Shiozaki. Both men need to win this match. And for reasons I can explain. For Keno, if he wins this, not only would it be his 3rd N1 victory, but he could hold that title shot hostage until Noah the New Year in Ariake on January the 2nd and basically solidify his place in the main event at that show. The last 2 years, he's been denied. 2022, he was the national champion, so he was regulated to semi-main event. 2023, he challenged Kiyomiya for the heavyweight title. That challenge got knocked down to double main event 1 status or semi-main.
This is embarrassing.
Because the main event was Shinsuke Nakamura against Keiji the Great Muta in the latter's penultimate match. Essentially, politics played a hand in what happened at this year's New Year's show.
This is a tough one because you have 2 very, very talented people.
On the other hand, despite Go Shiozaki being a man who constantly says, in English, I am Noah. Despite being the man who's held the GHC heavyweight title more times than anybody with 5 reigns. The one accolade missing from his trophy case, he's never won the N1 victory. So let's bring out the silver dollar of destiny. If it's heads, I'm going Keno. If it's tails, go.
Flip.
Tails. As much as I want to go Keno, I have to pick Shiozaki.
I'm actively going for Keno.
Yeah, I mean, that was what my original plan was, but whatever. That said, either way, both men need to win it. And whoever wins, it determines on when that title shot gets burnt. If Shiozaki is going to burn it immediately on the 24th in Nagoya. If it's Keno, he's going to wait until the 2nd of January to burn it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Now we move on to All Out once again from the United Center in Chi-Town.
And considering that CM Punk has been let go, yeah, this is going to really suck. But hey, it's going to be a much better show at least.
Yeah, but fans are going to be chanting, "We want Punk at Tony Khan all fucking night."
Yeah, but to be honest, Tony Khan had to make that decision.
True. Kick it off with the TNT title match. I mean, for the record, folks, I don't know what the 0-hour matches are, and personally, I don't care about them. But
we have Luchasaurus with Christian Cage in his corner against Darby Allin.
For the TNT title.
Yep.
I mean, they really need to quit Okay, here's my beef with what Christian's doing. He's basically using the Freebird rule on a singles title. The Freebird rule was meant for tag titles. For those who don't know what the Freebird rule is, it's a term from the late 70s and early 80s whenever the Fabulous Freebirds held tag gold, because it was a 3-man group, and 2 of them could defend the tag titles when they were slated to do so. It could be the combination of Hayes and Gordy, or Gordy and Roberts, or Roberts and Hayes. Hence the term the Freebird rule.
Yes, of course. If I were to pick, I choose Darby.
Same here. Let him win it for a third time and end this Freebird rule bullshit with this belt.
And end the facade, too. Anyway, our
Hijo
next
versus
match.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yep.
Redeemer against someone who wants redemption after Team Taz kicked him to the curb and then QTV threw him under the bus.
Uh-huh.
I mean, why turn Hobbs babyface only to turn him heel so quickly? It's a bit of a puzzle. Well, I've never been able to crack.
It's a baffling sort of puzzle. I go for Miro. I loved him when he was Rusev, and now he's hopefully making a name for himself.
That right. Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho over the TNT title.
This one's for the AEW TBS Championship.
Sorry, my bad.
It happens.
Statlander has been doing well as the TBS champion, but with the Outcasts raking gold again, i.e. a transitional championship for Shida, and now Saraya is the AEW World Women's Champion. I get a feel-good moment at home in her hometown of London. Fine. Win in front of her family? Fine. Tony's a sucker for those things from time to time. But normally you do that for the baby face, not the heel.
Figures they would.
As for this one, I don't know who to go with. I mean, Statlander hasn't had the title for long, but I really don't think Tony's one for giving baby faces lengthy-ass reigns outside of the world title. I'm going to give this one to Soho.
You made the right decision. I give it to Soho as well.
International title match. Orange Cassidy, I believe, going in either his 30th or 31st defense versus Jon Moxley.
31st defense? That's like a lot.
Yeah,
I'm going for Moxley, honestly, because that title's gone on for too long.
Not to mention the amount of chip damage Orange has obtained is piling up.
Yep.
So I wouldn't blame you for him doing it. But would it surprise me if by the skin of his teeth, freshly squeezed, gets out of there again with the belt? No, it wouldn't. Kenny Omega against Konosuke Takeshita. For the love of God, Tony, pull the trigger and let Kenny knock someone Callis' backing into the ground for a 3 count so he can get his hands on Callis and give him so many feet triggers he can cuss as that cancerous son of a bitch.
Yep.
Or at least gives Callis the one-winged angel on a board full of screwdrivers. I would like that, and so would the fan base.
Figures you would.
I may be sadistic, but I have a reason for it. And this is one of those cases where that reason should come out. Callis, you've been a cancer that, in my view, AEW has needed to cut away.
Yes, indeed.
You're a parasite. You're a jackal. And yes, I did use his old WWE character. That character really got much.
Who, Dean Ambrose?
No, I said jackal.
Oh, yeah, the jackal. I forgot.
Considering that character came out in the tail end of the new generation and the start of the...
That was during the mid-90s. That was, like, not a pleasant
late
one.
90s, actually.
Yep.
My point is this, Callis. You've got to go, and I hope Kenny puts you in the grave at All Out.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking Omega. You?
I am also taking Omega.
Next up, an 8-man tag. Bullet Club Gold versus the Young Bucks and AEW Tag Champs FTR. How the fuck did FTR retain? You figure with all the legal issues, they dropped the belts to the Bucks at All In.
I really don't know. Jeez, is an 8-man tag between Bullet Club Gold and F versus FTR and the Young Bucks? Yeah. This is going to get fierce.
But also, you're going to see a lot of dissension between the latter two teams. And it's basically setting up Bullet Club Gold getting an AEW tag title shot at either Wrestle Dream October 1st in Seattle or at Full Gear November 18th in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So on those factors alone, I'm taking BCG.
I'm probably going to take BCG by this point.
Too sweet?
Too sweet.
Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match. Better Than You, baby, who I did not expect to walk out of London with the tag belts in hand, defend against the Dark Order.
Yes, indeed.
Where to go with this one? It is so tricky with this. But you know what? They wouldn't be dumb enough to hot potato the belts from Aussie Open to Better Than You, baby to the Dark Order on one hand. But on the other hand, Dark Order have been ROH stalwarts since the brand was rebooted this year.
Yeah, after like a lot. Our Ring of Honor had to get that reboot done because they were like bleeding money. Now, Hell was dealing with some serious meddling.
From Silken or
Yep.
from...
Yeah, from the people who own them.
I never viewed Kerry Silken as a meddler. I mean, I actually met him once and got a photo of him.
It's not the meddling. I'm speaking of the Ring of Honor company itself because Ring of Honor had to have that reboot happen.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
Oh. My pick to win, I'm going out on a limb. I'm taking Dark Order. What about you?
I'm probably going to take the Dark Order.
All right. Ring of Honor World Television title match. Samoa Joe against Shane Taylor. I mean, they've been doing these little tournaments ever since Joe won the title last April, where whoever wins that tournament gets a title shot against Joe. Again, I ask, why the hell is Tony reintegrating ROH into AEW content? They were meant to be separated.
I am not sure what was the plan.
Neither am I. And given how Joe is basically on pace to possibly even eclipse Jay Lethal's single reign record, let me go check where he's at. Joe's reign currently sits at, let's see here. This is ROH World Television Champions. 507 days.
I see.
He's about 95 days away from eclipsing Dragon Lee's cumulative reign record, and cumulative reign at number 2, and let's see, he's about Jay's reign, second reign, 60 days from breaking Jay's single all-time reign record. Do you let him get that history? I mean, I say you do and then just take it off him. So I'm going to give this one to Joe.
Fair enough.
I mean, Shane may be a power. It may be power versus power, and Shane may be a former TV champ in his own right. But Joe is an ROH OG, and he is far more vicious than he's ever been. I mean, I haven't seen him this vicious since his early Impact start in 2005, where they really built him up as a monster. Remember?
Yep, I remember.
Finally, a special tag match. Pure champion Katsuyori Shibata teams with New Japan's strong champion Eddie Kingston to take on Wheeler Yuta and ROH World Champion of the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli. We all know this is set up for Eddie versus Claudio at Final Battle. No more and no less. True or false?
True.
As much as I would love to see Eddie kick the living shit out of Claudio and Yuta, because look at it this way. For Eddie, his animosity towards Claudio doesn't extend to AEW. It goes all the way back to Chikara, where he views that Claudio does not respect him. And in a way, I can see where Eddie's coming from. I mean, you look at Claudio, he's someone that while he's had to work hard, he's had the silver spoon in his mouth to get where he's at. A golden boy, whether it's been in PWG, Combat Zone, Chikara. or in Ring of Honor or in AEW. Ooh, in the WWE. But on the other hand, Eddie's had to fight to get where he's at. Had to get his title, his opportunity.
Yes, indeed.
In my view, I'd say Eddie and Shibata are to come out on top of this. Granted, it could also be prelude to Yuta versus Shibata at Final Battle in December. Would you agree?
Agreed.
So, I'm going to take Eddie and Shibata. What about you?
I'm taking Eddie and Shibata.
Okay.
Nothing against the Blackpool Combat Club.
Got that right. Well, folks, there you have it. A doubleheader. We're going to see how things play out tomorrow morning/night.
Yes, indeed.
Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to our channels. This is Mega Man NG, Mets 2128. We're signing out. Goodbye. Good night. Bang. And hopefully we'll see you next Sunday for football season's kickoff.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting season, to say the least.
Got that right. And
yep.